Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. Here is Dr. Adnan Bukhari. Today I am going to discuss a very important topic and very interesting topic, that is the post-Pahalgam situation that evolved between India and Pakistan, in which India launched Operation Sindoor and Pakistan responded with Operation Bunyan Marsoos. I will start from where I left my last video on the Pahalgam issue. For my previous video, you can go look at my channel and you can look at what the situation has evolved in the aftermath of the Pahalgam, in which on April 22nd, 2025, there was a terrorist activity in which many civilians were killed. 2 weeks after that incident, India launched with a Operation Sindoor, in which it struck at around 6 places in Pakistan. It hit mostly mosques and killed around 31 civilians. In response to that, Pakistan responded with launching its aerial combat operation and shot down around 5 to 6 of the aircrafts of India. After that, India also retaliated by striking with its missiles and drone attacks inside Pakistan. It struck at Noor Khan Air Base and many other air bases in Pakistan. In the aftermath of that, Pakistan responded with Operation Bunyan Marsoos, that is consisted of different multi-domain warfare consisting of aerial combat and missile attacks inside India. It hit back around 26 locations in India in that particular incident. Pakistan's Operation Bunyan Marsoos was not only consist of the missile and aerial attacks, but also consisted of the cyber and information operations as well. Also, the naval maneuvers were also taken place in this particular crisis. This Pahalgam crisis was the 6th crisis that has evolved in the post-nuclearization of South Asia. It means that after India and Pakistan they acquired their nuclear weapons in 1998, there had been this 6th crisis situation, a tense situation that evolved between India and Pakistan. The first is basically the Kargil crisis that happened in 1999. Then in 2001 to border standoff, in which India and Pakistan they brought their forces and eyeball to eyeball. Then 2008 Mumbai attack crisis. Then 2016 Uri attack and India's claim for a surgical strike, but Pakistan denied that. Then the 2019 Pulwama Balakot crisis. This is basically the 6th crisis that has evolved between India and Pakistan, that is known as the Pahalgam crisis. India and Pakistan they have engaged into a 4-day military hostility in between May 6 and May 7 and up till May 10, 2025. However, this whole crisis that has evolved in the aftermath of the Pahalgam incident that remained for around 17 days. This crisis is the most serious escalation that has ever happened between the two South Asian nuclear powers. For the first time in the nuclear history, two nuclear powers have attacked one another with drones and airstrikes as well as cruise and ballistic missiles. So this video will critically analyze the situation that has evolved in the post-Pahalgam incident, and it will try to address 7 critical questions. Question number 1 is that how India has responded to the Pahalgam incident, that is basically their Operation Sindoor, that how they launched this operation, where they carried out their strikes, and how India responded to that particular Pahalgam situation. The second is that how Pakistan responded to India's aerial incursions inside Pakistan. Pakistan basically launched its Operation Bunyan Marsoos, that is known as the Operation Iron Wall or Operation Steel Wall. The third question is that what is or what are the costs that India and Pakistan both have incurred into this particular crisis. Question number 4 is that what is the nuclear dimension of this particular crisis, because both India and Pakistan, they are nuclear weapons equipped countries, and incidents like this has basically this aspect of nuclear dimensions as well. For that matter, we will also try to analyze about the key features of India's and Pakistan's nuclear weapons policies. Question number 5 is that given there is no crisis management mechanism, I mentioned it in my last video, that there is no crisis management mechanism that exists between India and Pakistan to diffuse the crisis between these two particular countries. So we are going to address this particular fundamental question, that what is the role of the third party intervention to diffuse the crisis. So the US role is very important to diffuse India and Pakistan crisis, so we are going to discuss that particular thing as well. Question number 6 is that what are the lessons to understand this short, limited military conflict for both India and Pakistan, what lessons we can draw. And last but not the least is basically what is the future of India and Pakistan relation in the post Pahalgam. Starting with the Operation Sindoor, in the aftermath of the post Pahalgam incident, Pakistan offered to investigate a joint investigation of this particular incident. India rejected it. Instead, it blamed Pakistan's involvement into this particular incident without giving any evidence. A war hysteria ensued in India, calling for revenge of the attacks. 2 weeks after the terrorist attack, India carried out this Operation Sindoor on the night of May 6 and May 7, 2025 at around 1:30 a.m., consisting of missile strikes inside Pakistan. Involving newly inducted French-made Rafale jets armed with scalp missiles and hammer bombs, the strikes targeted alleged terrorist infrastructure inside Pakistan. In actual, they were mosques in several cities of Punjab and Azad Jammu and Kashmir. India struck missiles at 6 sites, including Punjab's Bahawalpur, Sialkot, Muridke, and as well as Azad Jammu and Kashmir's Muzaffarabad, Kotli, and Bagh. So you can look at this footage how India has basically struck missiles inside Pakistan.
ये मस्जिद तैयबा मरकज उमर करा के अंदर ये नुकसान है।
So under these 6 locations that India basically struck their missiles, there were around 24 impacts that were reported by Pakistan, and there were mostly mosques that were hit by these missile attacks. For example, in Bahawalpur's Ahmedpur East, Masjid Subhan was targeted. In Muzaffarabad, Masjid Bilal was targeted. In Muridke, Umla Kura Mosque was targeted. In Sialkot district, there was in village Kotli Lohara, there were 2 strikes that were reported. In Narowal near Shakargarh, there were 2 strikes were reported, but there was no damage in that particular incident. Overall, India claims that there were around 100 militants that were killed, but Pakistan claims that there were only 31 civilians that were killed out of those particular incidents. Soon after India basically struck missiles inside Pakistan, their official statement also came in, and it read that our actions have been focused, measured, and non escalatory in nature. No Pakistani military facilities have been targeted. India has demonstrated considerable restraint in selection of targets and method of execution. From Indian perspective, they consider that they have avenged not only the recent terror attack of the Pahalgam, but also the past attacks that happened in India, and they were allegedly linked to Pakistan. Importantly, this is not the first time that India has carried out such kind of military adventure. For two times, these kinds of the military adventures have taken place, but they were of the limited nature. First, in 2016, there was an Uri attack, and in the aftermath, India claimed that it had carried out a surgical strike inside Kashmir. Pakistani Kashmir, but Pakistan denied that particular claim. There was heavy shelling, but there was no evidence that suggests a surgical strike that happened. Then in 2019, there was an aerial operation in which India sent some of its air jets in Balakot. There was this Pulwama incident or Pulwama crisis. Pakistan responded to that. It shot down two of the India's aircrafts and captured Abhinandan. Pakistan released Abhinandan as a gesture of peace that was not reciprocated by India. Those strikes were very limited in their nature, and India was unwilling to climb to the escalation ladder. This Operation Sindoor was planned as a severe retaliatory escalatory move to punish the terrorist infrastructure across Pakistan and for the escalation dominance across air, land and sea domains in case Pakistan retaliated. It is a question that either India was successful in its approach for escalation dominance, because Pakistan has responded effectively and in a befitting response to India's conventional kind of operations inside Pakistan. In response to Operation Sindoor, Pakistan also retaliated, and in retaliation, Pakistan downed India's 5 to 6 aircrafts. 3 of them were the Rafale fighter jets, and 2 of those were the Russian-made fighter jets. In the second phase of the Operation Sindoor, on the night of 10th of May, India fired air-to-surface missiles from its planes targeting Noor Khan Air Base, Murid Air Base, and Shorkot Air Base.
भाईजान नूर खान बेस में आके गिरा है। ये अटैक हुआ है नूर खान बेस पे बिल्कुल।
There is an analysis by Yogesh Joshi and Harsh Vipant in which they claim that India's missile strikes threaten not only the sustainability of Pakistani air operations, but also exposed the vulnerability of its nuclear assets and command and control apparatus. If India could attack the Noor Khan Air Base with impunity, it could also target the Strategic Plans Division, which manages Pakistan's nuclear arsenal. So this statement is very risky, and it indicates a very disturbing kind of analysis that is coming from the Indian scholars, that they are basically indicating for a kind of escalation, particularly to the nuclear dimension as well. So this is alarming, risky and very dangerous move and analysis by the Indian authors. This India's Operation Sindoor also testified that the new technologies or emerging and disruptive technologies such as the loitering munitions and cruise missiles provide significant standoff capabilities to target deep inside Pakistani territory. Maliha Lodi claims that India acted on its doctrine of a limited war under the nuclear threshold to try to push the boundaries and enlarge the space for this in every successive crisis. It sought to create a new normal by launching kinetic actions in mainland Pakistan whenever there is a terror attack in occupied Kashmir, for which it holds Pakistan responsible without evidence. In the latest crisis, India used all the instruments of modern hybrid warfare ballistic missiles, strikes, aerial strikes, drones, disinformation, psyops, and weaponizing water to undermine deterrence. In response to Operation Sindoor, Pakistan also retaliated, and in retaliation, Pakistan downed India's 5 to 6 aircrafts. 3 of them were the Rafale fighter jets, and 2 of those were the Russian-made fighter jets. In the second phase of the Operation Sindoor, on the night of 10th of May, India fired air-to-surface missiles from its planes targeting Noor Khan Air Base, Murid Air Base, and Shorecourt Air Base, and that was a night in which Pakistan carried out its Operation Bunyanum Marsoos. That was a bigger and larger operation and is a befitting response to India's aerial incursions. Pakistan was supposed to respond, and Pakistan responded. Pakistan's response was proportionate, debilitating, penetrative, and severely damaging. As soon as India carried out its aerial strikes on Pakistan on the night of May 6 and May 7, Pakistan's military spokesperson of ISPR, Lieutenant General Ahmed Sharif Chaudhry, said that, let me say it unequivocally, that Pakistan will respond to this Operation Sindoor at a time and place of its choosing. This heinous provocation will not go unanswered. This temporary happiness that India has achieved with this cowardly attack will be replaced with enduring grief. The DGISPR also said that the unprovoked and cowardly attack will be met with a befitting response. We are giving it, and we will continue to give it. As a matter of fact, that this policy of hybrid warfare has been well crafted since 2016 onwards, when India planned for a limited conventional war under the nuclear overhang, were neutralized due to Pakistan's development of the tactical nuclear weapons and its announcement of full spectrum deterrence. There are 2 specific documents I want to share, that is the India's Joint Military Doctrine GMD of 2017 and Indian Army Land Warfare Doctrine of 2018. The GMD indicated that India would enhance operational capacity of its building through bi or tri-service integration. The conduct of future warfare will include combinations of the conventional and unconventional, lethal and non-lethal, and military and non-military actions and operations. Likewise, the 2018 Indian Army Land Warfare Doctrine also indicates that the conduct of the future warfare will be based on the hybrid operations or hybrid warfare and no contact war. The Indian Army Land Warfare Doctrine of 2018 also included different aspects of military planning. For example, it mentioned hybrid operations, intelligence warfare, two-front warfare, maybe between India and it confronting Pakistan and maybe China, enhancing force capabilities, modernization, and techno-modernization. So India's operation of Sindoor was not a calculation and planning for 1 or 2 weeks. Rather, India had been planning for this kind of operation since long. First, in 2016, it claimed for a surgical strike that Pakistan denied. In 2019, they carried out an aerial operation in which it got humiliated by Pakistan's Air Force. But this 25 Pahalgam incident on Operation Sindoor really upped the ante into India and Pakistan's relationship, culminating into Pakistan's befitting, appropriate and calibrated response of the Marka-e-Haq, and ultimately culminating into the Operation Bunyanum Marsoos Iron Wall.